In today's video, I want to spend some time away from gaming for a little bit and talk about some of the things that come across my YouTube feed. And ads are not one of them. It's not one of the things that I prefer to talk about, but here we are. Ads have gotten so bad that when I leave out the room and I come back, I think the original video that I was watching is over with, and it just auto-played the next video. Then I realized it's an ad that's 2 hours long. I'm like, that's not an ad. And that's within 2 minutes of my original video, which is only 15 minutes long. But they tend to throw these videos in the original video and the one that made me want to do this video in the first place. And what keeps surfacing at the top of my YouTube list is this YouTuber named Jake Paul and his boxer that goes by the name of Mike Tyson. Now, I don't really follow celebrities, only the ones that I grew up with and the ones that had an impact in my life growing up, like Mike Tyson. I watched him grow as a fighter from the 80s until I just been there through Mike Tyson's whole story. And this dude, Jake Paul, I have no idea on who this guy is. And the only reason I know who he is because I know he's been taunting Mike Tyson for the last couple years or whatever the case may be, which got us to this point where they are ready to battle it out in the boxing ring. Mike is tired of him. But as far as all I know about Jake Paul is he's a former Disney star. And all this stuff is coming up about him and his past. You know how the media do. So that's how we got to this point on why I'm making the video. And lucky for you, I have nowhere near the subscribers to have you sit through a 2-hour-long ad. But what I also found out about Jake Paul is that he does have a boxing history, but no one really respects it. And because Jake Paul is known as a YouTuber and really nothing else, at age 27, everyone's wondering what his real motives are going against 56, 57-year-old Mike Tyson. They're already calling it a lose-lose situation for Jake Paul, whether this fight goes all the way through or it don't. It's just the fact that he's just constantly picking with Mike. And the lose would be, if you win, you beat on an old man. If you lose, you let an old man beat you up. So we're not really sure what's really going on behind the scenes or what the real intentions are here. For those of you who do know Jake Paul or have some history of this guy, let us know, is he doing this just for views because he's a YouTube sensation? Or you think he really got his heart in this? I don't have a clue on what's going on with this guy. And I'm sure that some people that's coming across this video may not know exactly who this guy is or where he came from. But there were verbal contracts presented to social media about 2 weeks ago that said that there is a fight scheduled for July 20th. And then Mike Tyson put out some videos about him training and getting in shape. And because the contract is still in this negotiation stage, a lot of issues around Mike Tyson's health started to come out, talking about at his age, if he take one serious blow to the head or anywhere to the body, it could be detrimental to him, especially when he can be seen sometimes with a cane or being pushed around in a wheelchair. But after watching the video and knowing that Mike still has the strength, he just might not have as many rounds in him. Me personally, I'm like, Jake Paul, you can fight him. Just don't let him hit you. But as I follow Jake's performance and listening to him retract and deny a lot of the statements that he's made on the internet, he doesn't really have a trustworthy rapport with the media. So as far as the contract goes, the original contract or the contract that was first presented, what was in it, we may never know. But what we do know is that there was a contract introduced last week, and sometime this week, there are speculations floating around that the contract is dead due to the ridiculous terms and conditions that's set by Jake Paul for the sole purpose to make his image look good. Every time I turn around and see this kid, he's filming himself doing something or attacking somebody, or like he's always in the spotlight. Where's he using the time to train that? Mike then took a whole nother approach. He in beast mode right now. He done stepped away from his podcast just so he can focus on being in the best physical shape leading up to the fight. While Jake Paul is sitting on podcasts promoting his estimation on viewership numbers, to him this should be the biggest fight in history. If this is real, I think if Mike is actually willing to go through with this, Mike doesn't really have anything to prove, and he knows this, and he said it a few times that he really don't have anything to prove. He don't know why this little boy keep coming after him. If Mike is going to go all the way through with this, I think it's just to shut him up and to let him know that this is not just for clicks and views. This is like, if you want to make yourself known as a boxer, you should fight some real boxers and make a name for yourself. I don't think Jake Paul really wants to fight. I don't think he really wants a physical fight. I think he's just more into the verbal confrontations. And that seems to be what he lives off of, looking at some of his past history and some of the things that he's done since the media started bringing a lot of this to the forefront. But then things got weird when Evander Holyfield injected himself into this beef by coming in as Jake Paul's trainer. And so now I'm like, so what's this really about? Like, this story is taking so many different turns. For Evander Holyfield to step in with his own personal vendetta, although I guess from the ear biting thing, like, I don't think he's ever really let that go. But his old ass talking about, well, let's try to get a final exhibition match. He wants a reunion with Mike Tyson in the ring. Evander getting in the ring, he's the oldest out of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. He's in his 60s. So if they have any concerns about Mike going against someone 30 years younger than him, they should be more concerned about Evander's Holyfield getting in the ring with Mike Tyson. That goes to show you what they think about Evander Holyfield. But the media, Holyfield tries to stay relevant. The media give him like his, I guess you could say, 15 seconds of fame every 7 days or something. Because he's constantly trying to make appearances to get his name back out there. But I don't think the targeted audience is too thrilled about him at all. That's why he only gets but so much airtime. Nobody really feeling him for real. And for Jake Paul, I think the media's just turning him into a clown show because he's trying to make himself seem like he's the next American badass, and he's doing these celebrity boxing matches and stuff like that. So I don't know if all that's going on between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is scripted. Is it real? Is they trying to bridge some type of gap between celebrities and amateur boxers? I'm not real sure on what the move is here, but if the fight do come to fruition, a lot of people say that they probably would skip that match, even though it would be free on Netflix as long as you have your 1Password, 1Household Netflix account. But as we begin to wrap this video up, I know the generation that grew up with me, that grew up watching Mike Tyson, where he go, we look at him like we look at Will Smith. Like, even though Will Smith slapped Chris Rock.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
We lost no love for Will Smith. And just like Mike Tyson, if he goes through with this, and whether he win or lose, people that know Mike Tyson will still have love for him, like no love lost, because we know who he was and we know who he is. And we know that when age catch up with you, is only but so much you can do. So
good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
Mike is a boxer. He's going to accept the challenge, maybe here and there, or maybe this might be his last one. But, you know, Mike is always going to be loved, just like Will Smith is. You can't mention Will Smith without mentioning Jazzy Jeff. And ironically, Will Smith and DJ Jazzy Jeff made a song about Mike Tyson titled I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson, in which Mike Tyson did appear in the video. I'm gonna leave a link to that video in the description. I don't think DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith get enough credit for their albums from back in the day. And with that being said, until next time, peace, and I'm out.